guys, it's a Wednesday, which means it's our open Q&A. With that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. You'll stay up to date with updates for where each week we go live with a bunch of awesome PTs who are the front runners in the industry. So if you are a PT who wants to be a front runner, if you want to be making six figures or multiple six figures, then this is definitely the place to be, where you can comment on the video directly or come online and just obviously ask questions with us. The link is in the description of the YouTube video each week. So again, feel free to drop comments below if you've got any questions about your business. If not, feel free to ask us directly and I'll get back to you with answers. Now, new announcements. So Christmas marketing, we launch in 7 days. So 7 days from now, we are polishing that stuff at the moment. In terms of new content, there was meant to be 2 new pieces of content. I have not got around to recording it. So we had 2 new pieces of content, which is the Tell Show Watch Go, which is there ready to be recorded. There's that. And then there is also another piece of content. Can't actually remember. Let me have a little look and see what this piece of content was, guys, just so you can, one of you guys will probably remember it and I won't know what it is, but I'm going to have a little look here. Oh, that's right. How to take the 30-minute sessions. So how to take 30-minute sessions and because what we do here at Pinnacle is we recommend selling blocks of time. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I highly do not recommend ever selling hour sessions. And the reason why, as all of us guys know here, is because hour-long sessions cost more and people don't care about how much time they spend with you. They only care about the money, and it's that simple. So you sell duration of sessions that are less, that are easier to sell, easier to close, but therefore will actually give you a boost in your hourly rate, because a lot of people normally what they'll do is they will sell hour sessions for 100 or an hour session for $100, but their half an hour would be 60, right? So you're actually discounting your time the more of it you sell, which we don't recommend you do at all. So that is that. And basically, we have a new piece of content coming out showing you how to take a half an hour session, but actually turn it into a 45 or an hour with 15-minute finisher workouts that you can prescribe your clients, or warm-up workouts, which you can give to your clients as well, to ensure that they train on their own at the intensity that you want them to, without you, to maximize the time in the gym. So you can actually get them to do a 45-minute session. I wish I did this, to be honest with you. Obviously, it's a structure that we've created training on, but yeah, that's pretty much that. We are also going to be creating a couple of new sales videos or sales trainings off the back of last week's sales webinars. The 2 videos are going to be people need to be closed, right? The people need to be closed, and we're also going to do a training on, I talked about this BAM fam that I was coached years and years and years ago, this principle that book a meeting from a meeting. We do already do a process, called Up Your Conversion Rates with Ease, part of the sales masterclass. I showed that on a webinar a couple of times last week. However, with that being said, we want to actually formalize this sales training and actually go talk about people needing to be closed. Right, great to see you, my man. Hopefully you're well, brother. So yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink. You can. What you need to do is lead them to the water and then put their head in it, right? So close people. People need to be closed. Like the amount of breakthroughs. I don't know who was, Ray, were you there when we had Lou and Louise was there from the UK? And do you remember I was saying, like, you're probably going to go away now and you're going to go and close people? She signed a silver that day straight away using that technique. So just close them straight away. So this sales technique, guys, it's become very apparently clear. I don't know whether it's because it's just the way that everything is at the moment in the world or the universe, you want to call it, but I think a lot of people, they're very skeptical. Therefore, what they do need to be is closed. They need to be, you need to build people's belief. Like Claire, I think you're a prime example here, Dale, someone who, if you take this approach, were you on any of those webinars last week? I don't think you were, right? But I think we spoke on Voxer about it. You know, when you had that breakthrough, when you were like, Tarkin was talking about, like, he's worth this, and you were like, hang on a second, I'm fucking worth that as well. And then you took that mindset and you go in with like a more sort of like, not ruthless, it's always professional and polite, but you take that approach and you found you converted more people. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. I just think I was just more assertive in
That's it. Assertive is a great word.
what I was providing. So I felt like if they were going to walk away, they were going to like miss out. It's like kind of trying to create FOMO unconsciously.
100%. Like, here's the thing. It's definitely about that. I think every single person here, I think maybe apart from Rye, because I know Rye, you're probably still massively booked out, right? I'm guessing. Like I used to, yeah. We know where you're always busy. But flick me a message personally, bro, if you want to have a catch up as well. Just drop me a voice message at some point. Mitch, though, as well, I think you do well with this sort of approach. I know you've attended a couple webinars now because the time difference is better. Nathan has this approach, keeping his double-sided axe sharp always. Pierce, again, will touch base, brother, as well. Feel free to drop me a message, dude. Again, hopefully your holiday was good. But everyone here will benefit from taking a really, what was the word again there, Claire? Sorry to interrupt you, mid-mouthful. Assertive. Assertive.
Yeah.
Take the assertive approach.
I'm putting some food in.
Yeah, get it in. I just had my peanut butter and jam protein bagel before I go to the gym after these sessions.
Nice.
They're the best. They're the best. My favorite meal of the day. Yeah, so like guys, like this new training. So welcome Dan as well. We're new training on, I think I'll use your wording, I think, Claire, assertiveness. So being assertive. If I text you asking what was that word, you know it's assertive. That's the word I'm looking for. But new training coming out, guys, because you can lead a horse to water, but what a lot of horses need, because they're just blinded, right, by a lot of influence of the universe, of like negativity, scamming, sleaziness, like that sort of stuff. You need to get the horse's water and freaking put it in the drink. So close assertively. I think anyone watching this on YouTube, this would be a really big tip. If you're finding that, if you're looking to close people, right, or if you're looking for people, sorry, to close themselves, you'll never get that. Like, I mean, you will get it occasionally. People be like, look, I want to do 3 sessions. And then I used to be kind of like, okay, so do you have any questions? They've just told you they want to do 3 sessions, Simon. You should just now go, okay, let's get started. I think, like, do you know what I mean? A lot of people will try so hard to close people that don't need, or to wait for people to close themselves that aren't going to close themselves. But even if they do give you an inch, you don't take the mile. You kind of then keep going around in this awkward sales conversation. Just close them and move on. So we're going to create some new content about that. Rude's great to see you, my man. So yeah, that's new content, guys. So Christmas marketing this time next week in the marketing webinar after this Q&A. We are going live with Christmas marketing this year. I'm going to just tell you a couple of little things just to get you guys primed for it about what we're doing. So we're first and foremost going to just highlight the importance of earn and burn at this time of year. You guys know what this is. The specific time hold forms that we want to use to protect people's slots, so that if they're going away, you can protect them. But the specific time hold form that's necessary at this time of year. We're then going to put together the massive giveaway, of which you guys know what that is. But it needs to be, prizes need to be built and tailored to the main fitness prize. So everything that you're going to build in terms of value in that offering, the hamper, right? You want to make sure that all of it is connected to a fitness journey, so that we improve the quality of the leads. Like, I remember a couple of years ago, we did a lot of like, you can chuck champagne in there and stuff like this. That stuff works and it's great. But at the same time, we only want people to be putting their details in if they want to claim fitness related prizes. It has to be fitness related. This year, like we've gone and done this now for the last 3 or 4 years here at Pinnacle, this strategy. Guys, the leads are not hard to get. We have people that generate 580 something, it was 600 leads, I think it was, one person last year. And the second person in second place was like 550 or 560. You're never going to make that amount of calls. You're never making them. So from there, we want to improve the quality this year. And then we have a slightly different runner-up take this year. So it's going to be new. All right. We're also going to do additional prize announcements throughout the whole duration of running this marketing strategy, this marketing marathon. And we are integrating our text message sequences this year, because the text message sequences this year are going to be paramountly important to engagement. For anyone here who's not got to this point before. So Pierce, Cass, Rye, I think even you, Rye, Text message, follow-up sequences. This is new for you. I was sitting there, Claire, you have. Ruben, you haven't started this yet. Dan, I think you have. But like, guys, like these follow-up sequences, they build the trust. They take away the sleaziness. And when you act with like professionalism, but also a personal nature, you'll build rapport, and then people will be very, 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 very receptive to phone calls and more text messages. So that's pretty much that. But anyway, then we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to use 6 marketing strategies this year to get this out there. So a combination of 6. If anyone's watching this on YouTube, you want to be a part of this, just drop us a message, drop us a comment, like whatever you want to do, you can be a part of it. So yeah, huge emphasis on quality. Huge emphasis on quality. Because I want to focus, again, we'll do some goal setting at the start, how many leads people want, or what people actually want to get from, right? What people want to get from the strategy themselves. I think this is probably a good opportunity to ask some questions now. Guys who have done this before, so who have been with us at Christmas, so there's a few of you guys. I was going to ask Tane, but you're not really a good example here, bro, I don't think, because you generated leads that we didn't need. But what is your, based on the last year's approach, what have you got in mind this year that you want to hit in terms of a lead target to equal a certain amount of growth in the new year? Anyone want to come off mute and discuss their growth of what they're wanting to get in January?
I will.
Yeah.
I got a couple of 100 leads last year, but they weren't, I think, like me going about and getting my leads myself so that I can actually know who's coming on board, because last year people just put their names down, because that's what I did. I left it there for people to do that. But I think just picking them out myself, between like 1 and 200, that's going to get very good quality people for you to actually chat with, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Okay, that's good. Let's talk numbers. Throw some numbers. I can see the chat lighting up here with Nathan as well. How many numbers you want to hit this year? Bearing in mind you got 200 last year, but the quality was not as good as it could be. I mean, the quality is still fine, but remember when these guys opt in and they don't hear from you for 4 weeks as well, it's kind of cold market. Like, well, it's not cold market, but you know.
Yeah.
So what do you think, based on, like, how many did you get last year? I know we were in a very early stage last year.
Yeah,
so
we were. And very small gym sites.
Yeah.
I didn't look, honestly though, I got quite a few consults out of it, a heap. I can't remember, my conversion rate wasn't that good then either. So I actually really don't remember the numbers. I didn't keep hold of that. But I reckon this year, if I got 100 quality leads, then I could definitely go through that amount of people and get good numbers from there.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think the aim for everyone should be 100, like quality. Like, because here's the thing. So let's check this chat out. So if it's quality leads, 50 to 100, not quality, 150 to 200. So that's with Nathan. Can't talk because they're a crying baby. It's okay, mate, no problem. With Jack, 50 quality leads. With Claire, 50 quality leads. 246 was too much with the sub pack, and this is right. So anyone who's done any of this Substack and training pack, which is a take on the floor to the floor strategy, that sort of stuff, or if anyone's done a giveaway, where you're getting over 100 leads, like over 200, over 300. Could you imagine, Claire, if you had over 500, over double what you had? It's basically near enough impossible to contact them. However, with the way we're doing things this year, with the text approach and having the sequence, you can target a larger amount. Like, not to turn this into the Christmas marketing launch session today, because it's not, it's next week, but the focus will be on collecting the leads and building the relationships that you want to convert into clients. If you're in a gym, from there, like people here, like with Ryan, I know with like Sam in the UK, with Cam as well in the US, like, and a few other people as well that spring to mind, like, we want to focus on quality as well, but they're going to come through different means and different marketing methods. However, and we should always have a database of leads that we can retarget. And that's definitely going to be something that is going to be done, especially if you don't have foot traffic. Text approach handle booking way more leads and keeps them hot, keeps them more hot and engaged with Mitch. 100%. Like the follow-up sequence this year that we've obviously put into effect with a lot of the marketing strategies that have been around for years has done wonders for sure. And Nath, as always, would definitely back this up, that if you do the large scale bulk blasting strategy, which we have released a while ago, you do that, you're going to find that you will get good response rates. For Nathan, like, so Nathan would be one of the only few people that I would say, right, do a bulk blast like to your existing database and expect to get entries. If Nathan did a bulk blast to his database right now, which has been kept warm and everyone else's hasn't, Nathan would get a hell of a lot more response, right? And again, like the retargeting and database strategies, bigger strategies like that, where you're targeting literally 100 or not even 100, Nate, be 500, 1,000, 1,500 people plus at a time, and keeping that amount of leads warm and always thinking about Nathan, right? I'm telling you right now, like it's crazy. You'll see crazy growth. You'll see crazy. 1,000. So Nathan's got 1,000 in his database. So there you go. So yeah, always keep the database growing. It's times of year like this, guys, where we're going to be obviously bringing it into effect. For retargeting purposes, that's that. Any questions on anything that I've said here? If you've got any questions about obviously the marketing marathon, let me know. Anything now? Otherwise, we can obviously discuss like next week. But yeah, I'm going to go build the rest of this out in the sunshine. It's very beautiful in Melbourne today, Jack, isn't it? We're very blessed. It's beautiful. I'm going to go out to my leisure center and get my gym session done and then lie in the sun and do it in the sun. So I'm going to go build it out. Any questions about it at all? Otherwise, we're just ready to rock and roll next week. Pretty good. Okay, cool. With that being said, guys, as well, if you start, this is the one thing I want to say as well, and this is for anybody watching this as well. If you run a marketing marathon at Christmas, right, just make sure you give yourself enough time to take the appropriate action, right? There's so many people that we've had every year that just do not get started with it, but then complain when they don't have the growth and they have drop-offs. Like, it's on you to move. Do you know what I mean? This is why I start the marketing marathon message now on the 8th of November. And then we start it on the 15th officially, because it gives you 2 weeks to prepare for, like 2 weeks to prepare should be a more than enough time frame for anybody to get ready for this. And then we start in December. Yeah, we did even discuss this with Nathan about not starting until halfway into December as well, so that the leads are a lot fresher. So we're going to discuss that as well. So there's lots of ins and outs, but just make sure that you attend, take action in the next 2 weeks. You'll set this up. For someone like you, Rubes, and a lot of like other new guys that we've got on board recently, I know like there's Lockie and a few other guys not coming to names not popping into my head, but like for you guys that are looking for your first big growth spurt, this will give you it, guaranteed. And this is why it's good at the moment that what we're doing is refining systems, going over the sales processes and stuff like that. And then when you get this big influx of leads, you'll be like, holy crap, it's about to get busy. And that's what happens. It does, it gets busy. So yeah, Rubes.
Yeah, you said like get ready, etc., etc. Is there anything in particular that I should be doing other than just keep doing what I'm doing? And yeah, like I don't know exactly what you mean by that, or should I just wait?
You won't know anything about what we're talking about here.
Okay, all good.
Just wait, bro. Just wait. You'll be completely fine.
No stress.
You'll be completely fine. So yeah, that's that. All right, but now Q&A, guys. So we're about 20 minutes in or so here now. Q&A, questions about anything to do with anything at all. Obviously, it's coming into a good part of the year. Any questions? So we got hands. Claire, you start us off. Let's go.
Okay, so it's about the earn and burn. So hopefully I'm not kind of talking about this too quickly, but I've never run that strategy before. And obviously I'm in the transition of moving out of Good Life and then going to Muscle Heart. But I still want to make sure that everybody, because I finish officially on the 18th. So I want to make sure this earn and burn is done, and I still get some dosh over Christmas before they come back to Muscle Hut.
Yeah.
So could you just very briefly tell me how to run this? Because it's not one that I've run before. Obviously, I'll go to school and rerun it, but in a nutshell.
For sure. Earn and burn principle is really simple, guys. Like for anyone that's again watching this online, because we do get a few like non-client people watch this. We're always told that people are watching, they enjoy these webinars. So thank you. Earn and burn principle enables you to keep your debits running over Christmas. That's what it does, because we don't want to. I mean, look, for some people, you can just take some time off. That's great. I mean, we don't take any time off. I mean, I'll probably take, like, you know, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and maybe Christmas Eve. That's it. But because it's a busy time with us here. So with that being said, there are a lot of people that work in 9 to 5s, and the type of clientele that you have, they'll take a couple of weeks off. So therefore, they're going to want their debit stopped. There's another way around that. If you've got someone who does 2 sessions a week with you and they want 2 sessions off, that's 4 sessions that they're going to miss. In the 2-week build up to when they go away, basically what we do is we put 3 sessions and 3 sessions in place, and then the 2 weeks after they get back, they have 3 sessions and 3 sessions per week to make up those 4. So that's the earn and burn principle. Now, if you're relocating, this throws a spanner in the works. So if you're relocating as well as this time, or as well at this time, this is going to be fully tailored, obviously, to you, Claire. So you've started taking people across to Muscle Hut, right? Your new facility, which is good. Now, with that being said, like, when are you planning? So are you planning to have time off around the 18th as well, or are you planning to straight you are? Okay, so let's talk about this.
Get my shit together. But most of I've got how many clients? So I've got 2 clients that have actually joined Muscle Hut as of this week and left Good Life.
Yeah.
So they're already locked in and got their membership sorted. But the rest of them obviously will just be coming to train with me. So yeah, I guess I just need to know when to start running this, because I will be completing my Good Life time on the 18th. So I need to start running this 2 weeks prior, is what you're saying.
Well, what I think here this is probably something that doesn't even concern the earn and burn. I think what you need to do is focusing on transitioning people across to Muscle Hut sooner rather than later, to be honest with you. We've got 5 weeks left, roughly. Is that right? 5 or 6 weeks?
Yes. Yeah, my challenges are in their 3rd week now. So yeah.
There you go, solid. So we've got around 5 weeks. I personally believe what you should be doing is now just start taking PT across there. Like, when are you paying rent at Muscle Hut? Are you like, what's the go?
I just pay $10 a head for anyone that comes in. Spot
on. I'd start transitioning across every single person now. That's what I honestly would do, and start getting comfortable with it. And then what happens is that 18th, that date just evaporates. It doesn't matter, because everyone's transitioned across. You've done it ahead of time. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
At least even if you get them in for their trial sessions, and like you've said, you've had 2 people come across and they've actually got memberships at Muscle Hut now as well, right? This just shows you it's working flawlessly. I don't think you need to change anything apart from just continue the transition across now, continue it across now, and then from there, if then people want time off over Christmas, which will be the week after the 18th, you can obviously discuss the earn and burn with them. In relation to that, we will be discussing it on the first episode of the Christmas marketing. So we start laying seeds of, like, is anyone going away over Christmas? Now is the time to tell us, because obviously we're going to start a principle where you can earn the time off, right? Guilt-free, do the extra sessions and burn the extra calories, lose the extra kilos, go away guilt-free, and then obviously from there, they can come back and then burn the extras off. I think it's worth noting as well, like, just a sub note before we obviously continue with you, Claire, like, Christmas is a day, it's not a year, right? Do you know it's like, this, Claire, as a bodybuilder. Yeah. Right? It's like, why do people need to justify to go and binge for like a month and put 10, right?
One day off.
Exactly.
I'm just having a mini, like, massive bulk for the next 2 weeks. then
Yeah.
it's happened. So
Exactly. Like, but look, this is the thing as well. You got to tell, like, we're going to tell your guys here as well. Christmas is only a day, right? So it's like, and if you're like us as well, we make it into two. So Christmas Day and Boxing Day, we always like to carry through the next day, eat all of the leftovers, have a few more drinks, and kick back, right? That's what we like to do with the family. So, and my mom and dad are over this year from England as well, which makes it even more special. So it's going to be great. So, like, it's one of those things. But with your clients, what you don't want to do is accept any excuse of like, I'm gonna get so fat. Like, it's 2 days, man. What are you talking? Like, and if you look at it this year, I think I had a little look here. I think Christmas falls on a Monday, doesn't it? Yeah, it's on a Monday, right? So, I mean, every year is different, but it's a Monday. Boxing Day is a Tuesday. I mean, that whole week, this year will be a bit tricky. Last year, I think it was over a weekend. So when it falls on a weekend, and then New Year's was on a weekend as well, the week in between is like a normal week. You should be like, all right, I'm going to do 5 days clean, binge on a weekend, so a 5 and 2 diet, and then you go back to 5 days clean, do the same for New Year, and then that's it. It's gone. See you later. All that hype and all the Christmas decorations that they're already displaying in Coles and Woolies at the moment, they go away, and then it's all back to normal. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, like, make sure as well that we ensure, I'm actually going to make a note about this, ensure that clients don't like take a mile, right? When it comes to, they only need to take an inch, you know what I mean? Like, it's not an excuse to just write yourself off. Like, it's a very backwards mentality to have, like, oh yeah, it's Christmas, I'm gonna write myself off here, like, let's get really fat. When do you ever think about that? You never think about that any other time of the year. And get really fat. Just for my notes here, guys. Okay, so with you, Claire, I think you transition in before the 18th. From there, at the start of December, where if you've still got some people in Muscle Heart, some people in Good Life, what we're going to do from there on is going to go, cool, guys, specific time hold forms, which will give you, all right, we'll give you guys these specific time hold forms. Are you going away for Christmas? Yes, cool, boom. Now we will hold the slots for you. It's a time hold securing. It's a slot time hold. So because you're going to do the earn and burn principle, you're not holding their debits. So the time hold form, right, is to secure slots. Does that make sense? And then from there, you get their feedback if they're taking time off. Awesome. If you're taking time off, that's when it's harder, right? Because if you're not in the gym, then when do you do the makeups, the earns, and the burns? Do you know what I mean? But I just continue transitioning across from there, just earn and burn in the first week of December, get the time holds sorted, and that's it.
I guess I won't be at Good Life from then. I will be still at Muscle Hut, so I will train people down at Muscle Hut the 18th, the week of the 8th, beginning the 18th.
Yeah.
Up until I'll probably take Christmas Eve off because I didn't have that with my girls last year, so I'd like to take it off. But yeah, the 18th through to the 23rd, I'm just going to purely be at Muscle Hut, so everybody can just come down and pick up their sessions there, I guess.
100%. I think it's one of these, like, yeah, so continue the transition and then do their sessions at Muscle Heart. You shouldn't really have a problem, and that's why I think we just focus on transitioning now. Obviously you pay the extra $10, but it's better to give yourself time to get your guys to experience the energy and the environment of Muscle Heart. And then from there, it's obviously, you know, build up their confidence getting to train there. And it's like, cool, we've got 2 weeks left. They're already thinking about potentially signing up as a member at Muscle Heart. And then it just transitions rather than, oh yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow at Muscle Heart, everyone come with me. No, I'm staying here. That's a little, oh, I've heard about that place. It's really intimidating environment. Like, you know what I mean? Take your time, do it early, and we're fine. So I think just continue doing what you're doing, but try and get like each person scheduled in with you for a session at Muscle Heart over the next couple of weeks, and just do it slow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's no worries. Cass, what have you got?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello. I was gonna remind you to go through the Zero software if you get a chance.
Yes. Okay, cool. So this is a little mix up here. So Yeah, look, Xero software. Who here uses accounting software? Yeah, who here doesn't use it? Who here doesn't use accounting software? Okay, all right. So we've got that wasn't a hand, Tane, was it? No, good. So Rubes, Claire, Tash, and Ray. Okay, so that's cool. Pen, I can see you there training. Hi, Penny. Do you use accounting software? Thumbs up or thumbs down? You don't. I knew that you probably wouldn't actually. That's fine. Right. So Cassie's asked about accounting software. So there's some good mix up of conversation now. Accounting software is legally, it's legal. You need to use it if you have an ACN. Who here operates under an ACN? I know with RI in the US, obviously, is LLCs. Do you have accounting software over there that you need to use? Like, do you have like a MyOb or anything like that, bro? Just for you as well?
I don't have one right now, but I need one.
You
And
need,
I think you
okay.
mentioned Xero before. Yeah.
I think Xero is available in the States. I'm pretty sure. Have you heard of it before?
Last time we talked about it on the webinar, I think I looked into it. I've yet to sign up for it, but I will definitely get back on that.
Perfect. Okay, so this is good value for you, Rye, Claire, for Rubes, for Ray, and for Tash. You're running Xero, Dan. You're running Xero or some, yeah, cool. So basically, like it's legal when you have an ACN, right? Now, who here is running an ACN? Tane, probably.
What's an ACN?
So you're on ABN at the moment, that's right?
Yeah,
Did I CC you in an email with the accountants? I think I did.
you did. I had a chat with him and I told him that I still use Google Sheets and he said that's fine. That's what he uses.
Yeah, so okay, good question. Now it's legal. It's legal when you're running an ACN. So if you're running a company, you need to use accounting software. And I'll be transparent. Disclaimer first. I'm not an accountant, so all of this is not legal advice, just for the record, by the way, guys. It's just opinion. So basically, you guys should not need to go into a company yet. Has David told you to do that, Claire? He has? Okay. Then again, actually, you run it all through the same entity, yeah? All the income goes through the same entity? Yes? Okay, cool. Therefore, you will need to. Yeah, you'll definitely need to. So that's good. So you need to run Xero software. You can use spreadsheets as ABNs. The reason why, guys, that they recommended like a couple years ago that, or they made it legal that you need to run accounting software, is because if you have spreadsheets, you can amend transactions and backdate stuff to make your numbers look better, which means you pay less tax. So you can fudge the numbers. Does that make sense? You can fudge your numbers. So you can say, oh, yeah, I bought a laptop back then, which means they'll give you an extra grand back in your return, right? You can't do that with accounting software because the accounting software links to your bank accounts and therefore lodges everything. What you then need to do is you just need to delegate the transactions, or they call it reconciliation or reconciling transactions. So you will have like, I would show you mine, but it's personal, so I'm not going to show you mine. Like it's like in a public forum as well. I'm not going to do that. So like you have like a column where the transactions are, and then what happens is there's different codes. So you have like fuel expenses, right? So your fuel, which no one here should be paying fuel out of your personal money. Your company should be paying for all of it. Like that should be under code 256 for motor vehicle expenses. So Xero will have like a ton of these codes. You'll have like subscriptions, right? Accounting and bookkeeping, right? So all this sort of stuff. So Xero, for example, would show up as a transaction in Xero, and you're going to associate that with accounting code 289, which is accounting. What that does basically then is Xero will take all of these transactions that you reconcile yourself, and it will then give you basically a summary at the end of the year, which your accountants can use. And it's basically your profit and loss statement. It will pretty much give you a profit and loss. And then from there, that's what's used to do tax returns. And it's that simple. Now, Cass, with that being said, does that make sense so far, Cass?
Yeah, it does. But can you explain what an ACN is?
Yes.
What's the difference between ABN and ACN?
Yeah, so the difference between an ABN, so an Australian business number, is a sole trader entrepreneur, right? Sole trader. ACN is an Australian company number. So you got sole traders or companies. Now, obviously, the only reason because everyone will hear transition from an ABN, like Claire said that she's doing with Glyn shortly, you will transition from an ABN to an ACN at some point. And the reason why is one reason, it's for tax benefits. That's all it is. So if you are running an ABN and you're making, and I learned the hard way with this. I was ill-advised by a mentor a long time ago, and it cost me a lot of money, unfortunately, but it is what it is. You learn, you live and learn. If you run an ABN and you are putting through $200,000 per year through that ABN, you will be taxed after all your write-offs, so all of the stuff like your coaching fees, your rent at the gym, your fuel, your uniform, all the stuff that you can run for your business accounts. That makes that 200, let's say 160. So you can write off $40,000 worth of stuff tax-free. You will be taxed 40% on the dollar above $120,000. So the tax brackets, they have changed recently from $90,000. They've given you more leeway to 120, where you used to be taxed 40% on the dollar on anything over 90,000. So if you just using the old bracket, right? If you were earning 200,000, you wrote off $50,000 worth of expenses, you then had 150,000, you would be giving away 40% of the number between 90 and 150. So you're waving goodbye $30,000. Bye, see you later. It's gone. That's the ATO. They come and collect that, right? The ACN, what that does is it means that bracket, which is, and it's been moved now to 120, right? So it's better. And the tax bracket of ACNs is 27.5%, which is the same as a personal. It's the same as a personal tax bracket until you're earning like over 160,000, roughly off the top of my head, as an employee, or actually it's not. It's actually the same. It's 120. If you're earning over 120,000 as an employee in a company, you are taxed 40% on the dollar over that. So companies, right? So, and it goes to show that basically it's the government protecting large organization, because ABN is small organization, ACN is large organization, right? Government protects you, right? It's a tax bracket loophole. If you have a company set up and you're running the money through it that you should be to justify having one. So again, $150,000 plus. I'd set up a company. I always say it's 6 figures, set one up. But now I'd say probably 130, 140K turnover. If you're doing 130 to 140K turnover, so $2,500 to $3,000 per week, set up a company, because then you will only be taxed 27.5% on all the dollars, up to about 5 to 10 million, and then it goes up, right? So does that make sense, Cass? So you've got an ABN, which is a small organization, business, which you are at the moment. ACN, big organization with lower taxes, because you're making more money, so the government looks after you a bit more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So at what stage would I move to an ACN?
If you don't mind asking, how much do you make currently on average per week? About 3K, 3 to 4K?
About 2-3.
About 2-3. So right now your run rate is about 120K. You don't need to do it yet. Did
Okay.
Dave talk to you about setting up a company yet?
No.
That's the reason why he hasn't done it, because he knows he doesn't need to do it. By the way, as well, guys, if anyone wants this accountant, like I've worked with them personally for a while. Like a lot of the guys here, I think there's a few of you guys work with them. They are the accountants that you need. They are the accountants that you need. Some of the amount, I don't know whether Aaron still here. He was before. Aaron was working with an accountant of his that I told him a long time ago you need to get away from. But obviously when a business coach tells you like get away from an accountant, it's like, well, what's in it for them? Nothing is in it for me at all, guys. I'm just trying to help you. Aaron moved across straight away. Yeah, I'll set, if you want me to, Pen, I'll just CC you in an email with him, and then I'll leave you to it. That's it. So if you want me to do that, just give me a thumbs up or something. Basically, what happens is this. Aaron went across from his old accountant to Dave, saved him $20,000 straight away. 20K. It's not worth doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to have a good accountant, guys. And like, these accountants are freaking good. And I can only say that because I have had shit ones, and I've had many shit ones. I've searched to find many, like the good one. And Dave and the team at Stafford are class. I have never had any bad feedback of any of my guys that work with them on Dave, so that's good, I guess. So yeah, Cass, you don't need to set up a company yet. Your run rate is about 100 to 125,000 a year, which means that you could take every single cent from your company at the moment, put it through your own tax, because you would take your deductions off. You'll probably have a wage then of around 90,000 or something like that. And yeah, you'll be sweet. You did your 27.
Do I wait to move to an ATM to use Xero software and just stick to what I'm doing? Or
yeah, that's correct. So just basically follow Dave's lead. Yeah.
Yep.
He'll tell you, like, he'll tell you to do that stuff, and I'll help you if you want any prompts and stuff like that. But yeah, you only need to run Xero if you're running an ACN. However, excuse me, like I used to do the spreadsheet stuff as an ABN holder, and it would take me about 3 hours a quarter to like get my bank statements, open up one tab, go have a look at there, and I'd put like, okay, $10 subscription. That's for like a whatever it was for fucking Netflix or something. I claim that through there as well, right? Whatever, like, and then it would like when the next one was $20 for fuel, put that in fuel. And I'd have an Excel spreadsheet which would just top it all, add it all up for me, but it took time. You don't need to do that. And with Xero, like I said, you have the transactions and then the codes, and it reconciles them. After you make a transaction in Xero, reconcile it 2 or 3 times, it remembers it. So it'll just give you the option to hit okay. You just go, it does your bookkeeping like that. And that's why you don't need a bookkeeper either, Cass. Yeah?
Yeah.
Dave
said that.
No one, has anyone here got a bookkeeper? Tane, do you have one? Nah. Nobody here should have a bookkeeper. You do not need a bookkeeper. If anyone tells you you do, they want your money, and it's that simple. You don't need one. So that's that. So there you go. Hopefully that answers your question, Cass. And then yes, Claire, we got a hand up too.
I was just going to reiterate how awesome David is, and the reason why he's advised us to go to an ACN is because obviously Glenn and I we had been running our business as a partnership. That's how we were registered, not obviously a company or sole trader. And due to the nature of our separated families, we are gonna get a sting in the ass this year. So my ex-husband will pay less for me to care for our children, and Glenn's gonna have to pay more to his ex-wife based on the profit of our business, because we were a partnership. So David has advised us to create a company so that those people can't get access to our hard work. So I would reiterate what a great team they are, because they're going to save us a lot of money. Obviously, we're going to get stung this year, but it's only for 1 year, because we're going to make a lot of money this tax year. And I certainly don't want to give any towards my ex-husband. So
if there's one person above the ATO you don't want to give money to, it's your ex, right? So there you go. Like, but we don't want to give money to the ATO anyway. Disclaimer, that's not legal advice, guys. I'm just so with that being said, look, there's a couple of good questions. This is always a really good topic of conversation here as well. Like, and Claire, like on behalf of Dave, he'll say thank you for that. Like, again, guys, there's Pinnacle has an in-house graphic designer. We have the in-house video editor. We have the accountant. We may soon have an in-house ad team as well. We're playing with some stuff at the moment. But like with that being said, like, I just want to give you guys the connections that I've spent years to get. And after I was told, so I'll tell you my story quickly just so you can see how ill advice can get you, how far it will get you. I ran $250,000 through an ABN. $250,000. Now, bearing in mind, when the tax bracket was 90K, it went to 40%. So 160,000, you can do the math. 40% of that, buy. That was the worst advice I was ever given. And ever since then, it was like, there must be another way. So what you'll find is with bad accountants, of which the team at Stafford are not, they are always a step ahead of where you need to be. Your accountants need to be a step ahead of where you are income-wise. And like, if they are, then again, Claire, what Dave can't do is he can't undo last year. He can't do that. but he can definitely stop it from happening again next year. And that's what he'll do. So it's good to see, obviously, that, you know, you're happy there. And Dave will thank you. So yeah, Penny, I'll CC you in an email. If you're still here, Penny, as well. Oh yeah, you are. You're behind me. Can you just message me, Pen, on school and just say send email? Because I'll probably forget. We've got a marketing webinar after this. Thank you. Okay, and then we've got Rube. So, but then you won't still pay income tax once you're Rubes, this is a really good question. I don't know whether you can come off mute. I don't know whether you are able to, Ruben. But it says, but then won't you still pay income tax once your company pays you? So to answer the question, what I think you're saying is yes. So you pay tax on your income, but the main thing, so say for example, if you're making 250K, so 5K per week, you pay yourself 90K per year, right? As long as it's under that 120K tax bracket. Pay yourself 90, so it's 27.5% tax. That's what you'll pay at that income bracket of an employee of that company. So yes, you will pay money on your income, or you'll pay tax on your income. However, the most important thing is the rest of the money above the 90 to the $250,000 mark, that's where it'll be capped at 27.5%. It won't be at 40, where you just instantaneously have to wave it goodbye. The cost of setting up a company, guys, is about $1,000 roughly off the top of my head. Pay 1,000 to save yourself, like I was, like 40 or 50,000. Like obviously you're gonna do that. But then yeah, you should have a good accountant where you can ask them, how can I save? Right. So if you're projected, right, this is another good point. Like most good accountants, if you prompt them to, because they are quite busy, but end of the third quarter, right? End of the third quarter of the year, they should do a forecast to where you're looking like you're going to land at the end of the year. That forecast, if you're projected to be like 50K in the profit zone, which means you'll pay obviously the tax percentage on that, they can show you how to spend the money so that instead of giving it away to the ATO or the tax authorities, you end up paying nothing. So what that's called is running your company like not at a loss, but you balance your books even. So this is why you see a lot of people in the construction space driving around brand new utes. And I actually saw, so funny, the timing of this. I saw a number plate the other day saying, what was it? It said tax time on it. So that just shows you this. It was a brand new Raptor, like it was like a $90,000 ute, and it just said tax time. So that person's obviously like hit gold with a nice number plate there, because I didn't think that would be available. But tax time, it just shows that he's ripped 100 grand off. So yeah, and that's what you want to be doing. Like whether you're in the US, like Ryan here is today, and Cam's not here with us yet, or Dave, no, he's not. So yeah, whether you're US like Ryan, UK like Mitch was before, but it's getting late for him, or you're all in Australia, New Zealand like us, like yeah, that's simple. Okay, no worries, Claire, as well. Tane had a bookkeeper but stopped using it because it wasn't worth it. Yeah, I think at the end of the day you can very easily do that sort of stuff yourself. And no worries as well, Claire, for that. So yeah, hopefully it's given some good value there on accounting. Is any questions on that, like from anyone to do with anything? And if you want the accountant, again, guys, like the amount of work I feed Dave, he should freaking pay me, to be honest with you. But like at the end of the day, it looks after you guys and it keeps more money in your pocket, and that's it. So yeah, if anyone wants to hook up, just send me a message and I'll sort you out, Penny. Any questions there about anything else? Otherwise, I've got a little golden nugget to leave everyone with. Don't know. I'm just looking at Ryan. I'm looking at Ryan, and for some reason, you've made me think of this, bro. Anyone here like wants extra lead flow and is not using Bark? Is it still trickling away for you, Ryan? Is it still working its magic? Yeah. Like I've had another client who's like, what's this? Like, I've heard, because you always hear Sam Barfield, right? It's one of our great clients in the UK, like talks about it. He's doing about £3,500 a week. So that's kind of like $6,000, $6,500 US wise. He's doing about 5K a week, roughly like that. He has never used anything else other than Bark to grow his business, apart from his website. It's like, I can't take credit. If it was a Pinnacle strategy, like awesome, but it's not. It's just a free resource for anyone to use. But you set up an account, go for it. Like even it, and one flare for you guys in Melbourne as well. Aaron, so the guy, you know, Claire as well. I think you know Aaron is special needs guy. I don't know why I've looked at you there, Claire, but I think a few people know Aaron. He signed up 2 people last week. Say again.
He helped me with my NDIS client.
That's
So
right. That's right. There you go. No worries, Ryan. Well, all good, mate. So I'll speak to you soon, Ryan. Ryan says as well, he's a Bark believer. Thank you and see you next week. So, like, I'm telling you guys, like, if you are watching this end of this webinar and you've stuck with us, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode and you've got some information on Christmas marketing and that you should be very busy like these guys will all be. But then secondly, on accounting, I will leave you with this: One Flare and Bark. If you want easy lead generation, and if you live in, say, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, LA, London, I'm going to get twisted now, Barcelona, Spain, Paris, any big city, just use Bark. And then if you're in Australian soil, then use One Flare. And the good thing, guys, of these, I mean, we talk about it before we hit record today. We spoke about leading a horse to water and then forcing them to drink. These guys, they will close themselves because they're hot leads, they're opt-in. You don't need to close them. Like these guys, I remember a tip as well for anyone here that's using Bark and One Flare: no practical assessment required. Sit them down, pre-exercise questionnaire, pitch the presentation, gold or silver, which is best for you, sign up. That's what happens.
What about Adelaide time?
Yeah, you can use it. Like, oh, Nathan's using it now. He's been speaking with Sam Barfield and he's getting, I think he gets about...
I use it, works well.
Yeah, there you go. There he is. Hi, Nathan.
One flare, did you say?
I find more success with Bark.
Are you saying bark or bark?
B-A-R-K. Woof, woof, like a dog.
Yeah.
So,
Bark, yeah, but I have had success with One Flare, but more with Bark. I recommend that.
Awesome. I'll get on it.
Bark's database is bigger. That's why. So they have a bigger database, they have a bigger spend, they're a bigger company, they're worldwide. Australian is a One Flare is just Australian sort of Australian based.
Yeah, I've been getting like 2 to 3 consults a week with Bark at the moment. It's quite good.
But guys, I'm not joking. If any of you guys want 2 to 3 qualified hot consults a week, Bark and One Flare.
How much are you paying a week, Nath? Isn't it like $100 for 6 leads?
Yeah. So what I do, it is a bit on the wallet with the leads, with the credits. You pay for credits, like 100 credits, whatnot, but you can edit the funnel of the quality leads you get, so they're higher quality. I used to just pay for the credits and just get any lead I could, but they weren't coming in that great. But yeah, you can edit the people that you get in, and they're higher quality. So you're more likely to get them on board. It's gonna be quick. As soon as their names come up, I call them. Hey, Nathan from here, saw your thing, and they're like, yeah, cool, I'll go with you, and they come in. So.
Action. Literally, guys, it's that simple. Like, you generate leads, action is everything. Take action with them quick. Like, ideally, we don't wait. You just call them there and then, especially if they're hot. These guys, remember, what they do is they submit inquiries to Bark and One Flare for a personal trainer, for an electrician, for a plumber, like for a chippy, for whatever they need, for whatever service they need. They want fixed. If they want their fitness fixed, you call them.
If I miss them, if they're like a day late with the lead and I see someone else has already contacted them, I probably won't contact them. I'd rather use my credit money on someone that's more likely to get on board.
Correct. Definitely correct. So make sure because they'll text you. So you don't text message notifications on, Nath?
For Bark, no, I'll get a notification up saying, hey, this person, they just put their details on Bark. I'll look, say, yep, they look good, and I'll call them.
Yeah, okay. So
you have to pay for their details, obviously. You have to pay to get their number.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, here's some more. So no worries as well. Pierce, we'll speak soon. Drop us a message, Pierce. It's good to have you back. Hope you had a great holiday. And no worries with Ryan. 83 leads available in my area right now from Claire. 83 available. I'm telling you guys, this is like cheating. We don't even need this shit at Pinnacle, but it's like cheating. It literally is like cheating. Guys, let's transition across to marketing. But if you're watching this on record, like Bark and One Flare, hit them up, and I'll hit you up same time next week, and I'll see you guys in a second.